Good afternoon. This is Dan Sheehan, the President and General Counsel of the Romero Institute. This is the second of our monthly reports from the Romero Institute. We are 1 month out from the kind of extraordinary week of the end of June of 2022 with a series of United States Supreme Court cases that came down. When I was speaking to you last month, it had just occurred, and we were addressing some of them. What I want to do today is I want to try to reassure everyone that there is a way that we can all respond to this extraordinary wave of Supreme Court decisions that are coming down. Whether it's the Doe case that reverses Roe versus Wade, or whether it's the Oklahoma versus Castro Huertas that was taking away certain sovereignty to the Native American reservations, or whether it was the taking away of the right to have a specific instruction given to you if you're arrested, that you have a right to an attorney and you have a right to remain silent. These types of rights that are being withdrawn by this new reactionary Supreme Court can be responded to by Congress by passing statutes. But it's going to be absolutely essential that people vote for people who support these fundamental human rights and who are prepared to pass federal statutes that are going to undo these decisions that this reactionary majority is making in the Supreme Court of withdrawing and taking away long-standing fundamental rights. And a third of the United States senators are going to be elected this year in November. So those of you who are in states that have a senator that's being elected this year, this fall, you need to vote for a candidate that is going to restore these fundamental constitutional rights through the passage of statutes. We have a remedy for this. It does not require stacking the Supreme Court, doesn't require appointing 4 new justices for the Supreme Court, though there are arguments to be made on that behalf. We're not making that argument here. What we're saying is that you have to become much, much more serious about getting your friends and neighbors to vote here in November, coming up here in 2022, in those states that are having United States senators elected. And we need to elect senators who are going to pass statutes on the federal level that are going to restore these fundamental rights that are being taken away by this reactionary new majority in the Supreme Court. Additionally, it's going to be important to understand that with regard to the House of Representatives, that every single one of the members of the House of Representatives are going to be up for election this fall. And you have to make sure to vote for congressional representatives in your congressional district who are going to support the ongoing investigation of the events of January 6th. This is an essential additional thing you need to keep in mind. So it's not just the United States Senate that you have to focus on, which I pointed out at the beginning of my remarks here, but it's also the members of the House of Representatives. You have to have representatives elected, whether you believe they're Republicans or Democrats, who are going to support the continuation of the January 6th investigation and are going to support a major Justice Department investigation and determination as to whether or not criminal charges need to be lodged against the highest ranking people in the Trump administration, potentially even including Donald Trump himself. Those are decisions the Justice Department has to make, not pursuant to any kind of political ideology, but just with regard to protecting the right of the peaceful transition of power under our Constitution, and to oppose granting so much authority to the individual state legislatures that they can potentially overturn the majority will of the members of their state. That's an additional case that's going to be coming up. There's a North Carolina case. It's going to be coming up in front of the Supreme Court this October, coming October, where the United States Supreme Court may, in fact, this new majority may grant to state legislatures the right to appoint their own electors, regardless of what the popular vote in the state is. There are a number of states that are in the process of trying to do that right now. So it's extraordinarily important that in an exercise of your rights as a citizen, you exercise your vote. And we're recommending that you vote for people who are going to pass federal legislation in the Senate to roll back these reactionary decisions the Supreme Court is making, and in the House of Representatives that you're going to vote for a local congressional representative who's going to sustain and support the continued investigation of the events of January 6th. Remember, the vast majority of the people in the United States do not agree with these Supreme Court decisions. They do not agree with the steps that are being taken by these reactionary members of the court. And the specific disagreement is the majority does not agree to have fundamental rights taken away from our citizens. We believe in having more rights, not less rights. That's the Romero Institute. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next month.